Hi there, welcome to the Crusty Colonel's Wargame Show. In this episode I'll be continuing my Dux Britanniarum campaign. The raiders, led by Lord Ronald MacDonald, are running amok in northern Britain, and Lord Edwin, the Saxon leader, is trying to stop them. Will he succeed? This is the overview of the ground that they'll be fighting over. The church, which is the objective of the church raid, is top right. The Scotti will be entering from the left-hand side of the picture here at the top, and the Saxons at the bottom right. This is Lord Edwin's view as he will be approaching the church. There is some trees on the right and some bog just in front of the church. Open ground across to where the Scotti come, and on their left some high ground with trees, more bog and some rough ground. This is the Scotti view as they approach the church. They've got some bog in the low ground just before the hill rising up to the church, and on their right hand side will be open ground from where the Saxons will be coming, so they need to be careful about that. Two warbands facing off in the scenario tonight. Firstly the Saxons as Lord Edwin front and centre with his champion Beowulf. Lord Edwin's not doing particularly well at the moment. He lost the first scenario pretty badly, so he needs a good win here. On the right hand side at the front is the noble elf wine, level 2, and on the left elf gin. We have two groups of elite Hearthguard behind, one group of missiles, the archers on the left, and bringing up the rear are three groups of warriors. The Scotti are led by Lord Ronald MacDonald at the front again with his champion Hamish. On the left hand side of the front is the noble Bluey McFlurry. Three groups of raiders behind. Back right is the noble Egg McMuffin, level 1 leader, with his two groups of skirmishers. At the rear are the noble raider cavalry, who got effectively run down and hacked to bits in the first scenario. We also have on the left hand side behind the raiders one group of slingers for missiles and one group of skirmish cavalry. Force morale for the Saxons is 5. They didn't do as well this time around because they lost the last scenario, and the Scotti are on 6. I managed to remember this time to deal out the cards properly, so the Saxons get their goad and aggressive charge, and the Scotti get darting blow and aggressive charge before I even deal anything else. The rest of the cards are dealt as is, so it looks particularly good for the Saxons, although the Scotti also have two Desperares they need to try and get rid of, which they probably will in the opening moves. And talking about opening moves, the Scotti for this scenario will get 2 moves before the Saxons can get on the table, although the Saxons do have 2 groups in Vanguard which will be able to move on the first go, and then the rest of the warband will come in when cards are drawn. Okay, first gun up is Scotti missiles. So obviously they're going to be pushing out and trying to get in the face of the Saxons early. Saxon Lord not up this turn. Scotti skirmishers, well, that's useful for them. Again, going to be pushing through. That's 11. Another group, 8. So already this skirmish screen is really pushing out. Scotti cavalry. We got the noble guys up this side. I didn't do particularly well with them last time. So what I'm thinking about doing this time is waiting until a group has got shot before they attack. A waste of time before then, so they're staying over this area here. Skirmish cavalry. Well, they're off 18. 3 dice 6 plus 2 pips per dice. Saxon Leader 2, old Elf Gin. He's coming on. 10. Scotti Leader 2, well that's Egg McMuffin, and obviously no shock at the moment. The Scotti Lord. A bit slow there, got to get out of the church and start to doing a bit of pilfering. Although again, I think what I'll be doing is probably ought to be doing one of the skirmishers. Thinking about it, one of the skirmishers doing the pilfering and the rest of them fighting off the Saxons. We'll see. Saxon Leader 1 not active at the moment. Saxon missiles, yes they are. I think actually what they're going to do is 2 dice 6, and which is only 4 inches, and they will fire at the skirmish cavalry. They need 5 and 6 to hit. That's 2 hits, and at that range, 1 shock, 1 kill. Well, there we go. 1 shock, 1 kill. Not bad, actually. I was surprised at that. And Scotti Leader 1. Bluey. He's going to start moving up as well. Stay away from that rough ground. There we go. Right, that's the end of the proper first turn. The vanguard of the Saxons is in, and the rest of the Saxon Warband will be following shortly behind. So shuffle the pack. First card up is Saxon missiles. They will go 2 dice, which is 6. That's within 12, and now they'll fire at full effect, hitting on a 4, 5, 6. 2 hits. Two points of shock. So this skirmish cavalry is already on 3 points of shock. Scotti missiles, they will do the full move. They will go 8 inches. Scotti Leader 1, 7. What I'm not doing here is swapping out any of the cards, which I will do in retrospect. Scotti Leader 1 ditches a Desperare. The Lord, previous round, ditches a Desperare. Oh, cards, cards, cards. Right, next one up. Saxon Leader 2. He is going 9. I think he's just going to keep continuing going that way. And yeah. They're quite happy with what they've got at the moment regarding... well, again, he could have probably picked up 1 and discarded before he moved, which I'll do in retrospect. I do a lot of things in retrospect. So he's ditching goad. Like I said, I can never understand what go really does. Certainly not in this sort of game when you've got no levy. The Saxon Lord, he's up next. He's coming on. Now, Lord Edwin is not done particularly well so far. And he really needs to get a grip of his warband and this little skirmish coming up. Because otherwise, I can see him disappearing and getting usurped by somebody else. And also, Elf Wine is on. Saxon Leader 1. He's got 11. As usual with this sort of thing, you can get some sort of traffic jam. Although, now here's the thing. I might... Do I want to push him out to the flank? And then sweep in here. And then ultimately cut off the Scotti from that area? Yes, I think I will. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, right or wrong, I don't know. See what happens. Already these Scotti cavalry are in a bit of bother. They got 3 shock. I think, well, I can go 2 dice 6 and fire 2 javelins, so I can get within 6, less 3 anyway. And they will fire with 2, hitting on a 4, 5, 6. Nothing. The other Scotti cavalry, I think we'll get up to the church and sort of mill about, really. So we have 10 plus 6 is 16. They can weave their way through there. Egg McMuffin, no. Scotti Lord. Wow. 18. They have sprinted up the table there. Whether I want them to be actually there or not is another matter. But anyway, it's a good move. And finally, Scotti skirmishers. So the left-hand group here, they will go 14. And the right-hand group will go 10. So again, we have the classic skirmish screen out to the flank here, with the remainder of the Scotti force heading for the objective, which is the church, obviously. All right, so everybody's on the board. End of turn. Okay, Scotti leader 1 is here. I think they'll go for the. I think they'll go for the church. So they've got 7. So they're probably. Oh, there we go. A bit of a traffic jam problem. So they're stuck behind the Lord there. Scotti cavalry. So skirmish cavalry will do the same. 2 dice and 2 hits. And its 4, 5 shock is 4, 5, 6 is shock. 1 shock. And the other cavalry are going to go past the church and sort of lurk into the low ground just in front of the Saxons. We go 9 plus 6, 15. So they're over here. But I need to be careful with them, as I said before, because I don't want to bugger them up. Scotti missiles. So Scotti missiles are here. They'll have to move, I think, 2 dice 6 to get within better range, which they do. That's within 12, so they'll fire with full effect. 4 dice 6, hitting on 4, 5, 6 because they're in the open. 2 hits. And I think there's no effect. Okay, Scotti leader 2, old Elfgin here. I think what he's got is the skirmishers to the front left, although they're on 3 shock. The foot skirmishers here, missiles, and the noble cavalry off to his right. He's going to draw a card for 1 command initiative. Darting blow. Well, that's not good for the Saxons. In fact, that's useless. But we do have a Carpe Diem, and I think what he's going to do is charge this skirmish. Well, we'll charge these skirmishers. He'll Carpe Diem them. I assume that Carpe Diem only works for one group that they're attacking. Therefore, these will be dispersed, and this second lot will evade. So that's what they're going to do. -1 movement forward. So he gets 13, which is 12. So they'll charge forward, playing a Carpe Diem, disperse the skirmish cavalry. These guys will evade. 2 dice 6. Only 4, but good enough. Ooh, not good enough. So actually, they are not evading far enough, and they've gone as well. I think Egg McMuffin runs off with them because he can't go anywhere else, and Egg McMuffin's gone. That is not a bad thing's happened though. So actually, although Elfjin has managed to go all that way, he's got rid of 2 groups of skirmishers and the Scotti leader 2 in one go, although he is potentially very exposed. Okay, next card up is Saxon Lord. He will draw a card. Carpe Diem, Boar, sign. Excellent. You'll move 8. Next card up is Saxon Missiles. Well, the Saxon Missiles, I think all they will do is fire at the other missiles. They're within 12 inches, so it's 4, 5, 6 to hit. 2 hits. 5 shock, 6 kill. 1 shock. Saxon leader 1. So he's going to basically swing around here, and if he contacts the skirmishers, the skirmishers will evade. Going 8. Not quite. Scotti skirmishers, well, I think they'll just fire at the Saxons here. So in the open, 4, 5, 6 to hit. 1 hit. No effect. Right, Scotti Lord's up next. I think what he's going to do is move over here to face the threat of the Saxons who've pushed through there. Because otherwise they're going to come unstuck, I think. So let's have a see what they do there. 17. Well, they might be able to make contact, actually. They're in. They have stormed in. So we have our first contact. Let's do a quick calculation here. So it's 6, 12 dice immediately for the Scotti. And it is 6 for the Saxons. I think the Saxons have to go with the noble. So Elfwine has to go in there. And I think realistically the Scotti want to have an effect here immediately. So 3 dice for Ronald and 2 for his champion. So we'll roll the Saxons first. We're hitting on a 4, 5, 6. 3 hits. That's not particularly good. 2 on the Lord and 1 on the other. And for the Scotti, 6 hits. Double the Saxons. Okay, left hand Scotti group, no effect. Right hand Scotti group, 2 shock. Let's see what happens on the Saxon side. 2 shock, 1 kill. So 2 shock, they go up to 3. 1 kill, is it on the noble? It is not. So, net 1 kill to Scotti. Excess shock, no, we go again. So the Saxons will have 5 less 1 for shock, 4, 5, 6 when Elf Gene gets involved. So they have 6. The Scotti have 12 less 1 for shock is 11. Three for the Lord and 2 for the champion. Okay, Saxons first. Hitting on a 4, 5, 6. Well, they've hit on all 6, so that's 3 each. Scotti. That's not brilliant at all. 5 hits, but they're all on one group. Okay. See what's happening with the left-hand group. 2 shock and 1 kill. Right-hand group. 2 shock. So they're up to 4. And on the Saxons, 2 shock and 1 kill. So they're up to 5 shock, 1 kill. Is it? Oh, is it Lord? It is. Not the Lord, the noble. Sorry, he's wounded. So immediately we have a bad things happen for the Saxons. 1 and a 1 for a noble wounded is no reduction. So they're okay there. But Elf Gin is down to command level of 1. So we have net 1 for the Saxons. Any excess shock? No and no. So they remain in contact until the next go. The next card up and the final card for the round is Scotti Leader 2. And of course he has been dispersed with the skirmishers. So I will take him out of the pack. Next round, Scotti Cavalry are up. I think what they are going to do is they don't want to get charged away like last time, so they're just going to come up in this sort of area and just hold back a little bit. So they will go 13. So they are ready to ambush as and when. Okay, Saxon Leader 1, Elfwine. Actually, when he moved last time, the skirmishers should have evaded, even though they didn't actually get there, so I missed that. But this time they will. Well, I'll tell you what they're going to do. They will come and support Elfgin here and charge into the combat. Why not? I think they can play, they can probably play aggressive charge, and for their dice they will get a bonus of +1 to hit, so they need 8 to get in, which they do. So the Scotti will be, skirmishers will be evading, and they go 8. So they've successfully evaded. So the Scotti skirmishers have just evaded. They will do 4 attempts at hitting, and just check on that. That's 2 points of shock. So 1 on each group. It will slow them down by 1 inch, but that is not enough to stop them getting into contact. So they're in. It's not going to count as hitting in the flank or anything like that, but it certainly reignites this combat. I need to do some calculations here. One lot of Saxons would be 5, 11, 13. And they'll be hitting on 3, 4, 5, 6. The other group of Saxons will be 5 less 2 for shock is 3, plus 1 will be a further 4, but they'll be hitting on 4, 5, 6. And the Scotti, they're going to be in a bit of bother now, I think. But 6 less 2 is 4, 5 less 1 is 4, so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for the Scotti all up. Now I'm going to roll the Scotti first, hitting on 4, 5, 6. Not bad. He will put the odd hit on, doesn't really matter I suppose, but I think he'll do that one. This is the hitting on 4, 5, 6, 1 hit, and the other group of Saxons hitting on 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Well, they got a couple of hits there that they wouldn't ordinarily have done. So in total we've got 8. So that's going to be 2 lots of 4. Aggressive charge has now been played. Alright, so we'll start on here. 4, 5 shock, 6 kill. It's not, I think I've done this wrong. It's 3, 4 shock, 5, 6 kill. I've been doing this wrong all the time. There we go. Live and learn. 3, 4 shock, 5, 6 kill. So it's 1 shock, 1 kill. Two kill. Is it the noble? No, it's not. 3 kills so far. And 2 shock. And on the Lord's group, 1 shock, 1 kill. Is it on the Lord? No. And on the other group, 3 shock, takes them to 5. Now, Saxon lost 3, Scotti lost 1, so it's +2 to the Raiders. Fall back 1 inch per shock on groups. Fall back 1 inch per shock on groups. Okay, so they'll go 2, they'll go 1, so they can maintain a formation. But these guys here, they have excess shock. So they've got 7 and they've got 5, so they'll go back 4 inches. guys will go total back 2 and stay together. And Scotti, any excess shock, they have 5 left with 5 shock and 5 with 5, so no they don't. He is a casualty. So they follow up 2 inches because they won the combat. So my thinking is that they will follow up with these guys here. I know it's slightly more than 2 inches, but they are a formation, and that's what they're going to do. So we have a second round of combat, and Lord will sidle over here. So I think that makes sense to me anyway. Whether you can hear the thunder gods are having a row at the moment. I've got some storms as I'm filming this. So second round of combat then, we have 4, less 1 for shock is 3, 4, and the noble, old elf wine. And for the Scotti, so 5 less 2 is 3, and again 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 for the Scotti. Okay, Saxons first. Well, that's not good. 1 on each. And for the Scotti, yeah, pretty good. He'll have 4 on the noble and 3 on the others. Okay, so 3, 4, 5 shock, 6 kill, 1. Sorry, that should have been split. I'll do that again. So 1 on the Lord's group, 1 kill, and 1 shock. So the 1 shock goes on there. The 1 kill, is it the Lord? It is not. So 1 kill. On the Saxon side, 3 shock, takes them up to 5. And 2 shock, 1 kill. Is it on the noble? It's not. So that's net 1 each. So no effect on excess shock. However, for Scotti, they'll automatically retire if they have excess shock. And these guys do. They have excess shock of 1, so they go back 1 inch. And these guys also have excess shock of 1, so they go back 1 inch. So they'll stay as a formation. And I think that is the end of that round of fighting. Okay, so the Scotti missiles are up next. Now I actually put the shock on incorrectly previously. They've only got 1 shock. So they will simply fire close range at this Saxon group here, who are already struggling on a lot of excess shock. Now if we get them going, then they're going to be in trouble. So 4 dice hitting on 4, 5, 6. 4 hits. And for missiles against warriors, it is 4, 5 shock, 6 kill. So just 1 shock. Well, that puts them on 8. So I guess they are going to be retiring again. Groups with more shock than men will retire 2 inch for warriors. This will happen immediately after a missile attack or close combat missile attack. So 5 with 8, they go 6 inches away from the missile. So that's pretty useful actually. So the next card up is Saxon Leader 2 Elfjin. He's only got 1 command initiative, so he's got to take shock off. Can't do anything else. They're down to 7 now. Scotti Leader 1. Well, they are on target for the church. They get 10. And they're going to start getting in there and raiding as soon as. Scotti skirmishers, well, they can now engage because there is no close combat. So again, they're quite heavy on shock here. So any hits would be, well, they've missed completely. Alright, Saxon Lord is activating. Well, Saxon Lord, what does he do? I think he will go straight for those missiles. Well, first of all, he's going to draw a card. They're short of cards here. He has rally. I know that's useful. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm assuming again I can play this anytime, and I'm going to rally off the shock on Saxon Leader 2's game. 1 die 6 of shock, 3. Well, that's not bad, so they're down to 4. That's really gone. But the actual move for the Scotti Lord, I'm considering just going straight up for the missiles, clear them out of the way. They can't evade. If I get contact, they're gone, and then I'm effectively on the flank. So actually what they're going to do is sweep around from the right hand side, so they're ready to face the Saxon Lord, the Scotti Lord. So here we go, 14. They've easily done that. The Scotti missiles disperse, and all of a sudden this turn is looking very different for the Scotti. Obviously they're closing in on the church, but they're not there yet. Scotti Lord activating. Well, now they've got some cracking cards. He's got, I think what he's going to do is take some shock off. I think because he's attached here, he can only take shock off the group he's with. So he'll take off, I suppose, 2 points of shock. Down to 3, so he'll still lose. No, that's not so bad. He will charge in with aggressive charge and carpe diem. Now, let's see if he makes it. Obviously, gets -6 on this roll. 5 inches, yes, they do. So they're in. So that's the first thing. Now we need to work out how many dice people get. So 5 less 3 is 2. 4 less 1 is 3. The Scotti Lord is another 3, and champion is 2. He gets 2 for the Scotti symbol cards, and they will hit on a 3 because they've got aggressive charge. I'll remember that one. The Saxons will get 4 less 2 is 3. 3 less 1 is 2, and 2 for the noble. Alright. So Saxons hitting on 4, 5, 6. They get 3 hits only. Well, 2 will be on the Lord. 1 will be on the other group. Scotti. That's pretty. Oh, I don't think I picked up any 3s. There's a 3 there. Well, it's 4 and 5. So, no, nothing. 1 shock. So 3, 4 shock, 5, 6 kill. 3 kill. 3 kill. That's devastating. Well, they're going to be running away. And on the other side, 1 kill and 3 shock. Is the kill on the noble? It is not. 1 kill and 3 shock. Oh well. So that's net 4 kill. That was absolute disaster for the Saxons. Absolute disaster. So first of all, excess shock. So this chap here, has 4 excess shock, so he goes back 8. He breaks, and that's him off the table. That is a bad things happen for a warrior group 3. 2 points. So the Saxons drop to 3 force morale. Crikey. The other Saxon group has 4 excess shock, so they will also go back 8, and then they will rout. And they are also, oh, they're not quite. They are on the edge of the table, and that's good for the noble there, but that's also routing 1 point. So they're down to 2 force morale, are the Saxons. Now the Scotti are not going to be able to help themselves here. They've got to follow up because the opponents were routed. These have no chance of not following up because they've got 6, so away they go. They go 9. And this group here, the Lord can add or subtract 1. Well, I don't know what he wants to do there. I don't really want him to follow up. You're going to get in a bit. Oh, you possibly. I don't know. Well, let's see what we get. 1. Then they do not follow up. You can't do anything about that anyway, either up or down. So he will stay there. And the last card for the round is Saxon missiles, which are here. They will move 2 dice in the gap here and fire at the Scotti Lord. Now within 12, 2 hits. Four, 5 shock, 6 kill, 1 shock, and there we go. 1 shock, excess shock, so they go back 1 inch. Okay, next round. I think I've just realised that actually the Scotti Lord should have followed up on the rout, because I rolled a 1 and at the time he had a shock of 4 and he rolled under and away you go. But there we go, missed it. Now, the next card up is the Saxon Lord. Does Lord Edwin redeem himself here? I think he might, because he's got the cards to do it. Well, I say he's got the cards. He's got 2 cards, which is Carpe Diem and Strong Arm. If he plays a Strong Arm, that means, of course, that he only gets 2 dice 6. He's got 6 to go. I think it's worth it. So he's going to charge in. Oh dear, 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 dear. So they go 5. And they're not there.
However, I am going to allow the strong arm to be played, where they roll 1d6 per man, and it's 5-6 shock, so it's 12 dice, and every 5-6 is shock. Well, that looks like 5 shock, so 1, that is 10 shock. First of all, excess shock, they go back 6. And I'm afraid the Scotti Lord is now running away. Okay, I'm not going to allow a follow-up for the Saxon Lord, even though he's just routed them because they weren't in combat. Again, whether that's right or wrong, I don't know, but there we go. So we have the bad things happen for the Scotti. It's 3, and that is 2 points off force morale, taking the Scotti down to 4, and the Saxons are on 3. Scotti Lord, next card. Well, I think the Scotti Lord, he's not injured, so he's going to take 3 shock off. They're still excess at the moment, they're still looking dodgy. But that's probably the best he can do at the moment. So, Scotti leader 1. Does he crack on raiding, or should he go and help his lord? I think he ought to really go and help his lord. I think that's a fair one. So, can Bluey McFlurry save his lord's bacon? Or is the Saxon leader, Lord Edwin, finally going to claim a win against the raiders and raise his own status amongst his warband, as it's sadly lacking at the moment? Find out in the next exciting episode of the Church Raid.